to the moon, reporting live from the metaverse in the Horizon world, and yeah, I hope you don't think I'm capping when I tell you that we're on our way to a new digital landscape where everything's finna be goddamn digitized. I'm talking digital wallets, digital currencies. I'm even talking about the tokenization of real-world assets, because that's coming right up. And if you don't believe me, because I went from being a half-body avatar roaming these metaverse streets, talking about crypto, and now I got my legs, and I'm still here telling y'all to DYOR, do your own research, because it's coming. The new digital world is coming, and I want to make sure that you are ready and prepared, and that you could also take advantage by identifying opportunities and investing in those opportunities. Yeah! That's how you attain financial freedom. That's how you attain generational wealth. You find those plays and you buy low and sell high. Not financial advice, but we're about to go into a deep dive, because I got a clip from Taylor Kenney over there at ITM Trading, and she's gonna break down what it is about real world assets. That's the tokenization of real world assets. Go ahead and check it out. Go ahead.
As the central bank of central banks has continued to blaze forward with their plan of a global CBDC takeover, but it might not be in the way that you were expecting. From asset tokenization to digital IDs and even exploring how to take over the metaverse, their current maneuvers are quietly laying the foundation, going largely unnoticed by many. Yet real-world asset tokenization is moving forward at a rapid pace and not on a small scale. In fact, it is forecasted that in the next 5 years, there will be over $16 trillion worth of real-world assets existing in tokenized form. So what exactly is tokenization? Why does it play such a significant role in the BIS's larger plans for a CBDC rollout? And how could this directly impact you? Starting with what is tokenization. It's the process of taking conventional assets and turning them into a uniquely coded digital token. Most people hear digital token or blockchain and think of cryptocurrency or some other new form of value storage. But this is something different. It's taking real-world existing assets and turning them into tokens. Your house, car, artwork, really anything you can think of can be tokenized. And while this might sound new and exciting, there's a lot of cash to be made in this secondary market. It could increase efficiencies and speed up transactions. Ultimately, it's crucial to understand that tokenized assets carry the same risks that CBDCs do, as they are programmable and offer no privacy. And the ultimate goal of tokenization is to create a digital record of ownership of the entire world, which will be essential for the BIS's master plan, which was outlined in last year's annual economic report. This plan includes creating a unified ledger that will bring together all of the central bank digital currencies, tokenized deposits, and tokenized assets, all living on one centralized programmable platform. Imagine that, one programmable platform owned and operated by the central bank of central banks, controlling not only the new CBDCs, but tokenized versions of all assets, your assets. And even beyond your assets, we are entering a world where the tokenization of every single item exists. Water, trees, rocks, you name it. There will be a digital record and a digital record of ownership linking to a digital ID. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll cover that in just a second. So how do they actually go about implementing this? Well, it's already started here at home with our banks, our institutions, such as JP Morgan, Goldman's, and BlackRock, just to name a few, have already begun experimenting with the tokenization of their assets and are gearing up to expand that tokenization and those offerings for a much wider reach. Up first will be the tokenization of deposits. Now, if you watched my video last week on the Bank Term Funding Program ending, which if you didn't, I'll be sure to link below, I laid out how it is a very real possibility that we could see many small and regional banks closing thanks to a lack of liquidity, which is going to force a lot of depositors to move towards these larger banks. The same larger banks that are spearheading all of the tokenization of their assets, soon to be your assets, starting with tokenized deposits. I'm not saying this is all part of a larger plan. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But what I'm saying is that connecting all of the dots, we can be certain that this is playing into the BIS's plan perfectly. Tokenization growth is terrific for them because a big part of their plan is getting people used to this so that it builds trust in the system and it doesn't feel as foreign. In fact, the BIS even has a paper called Trust Bridges and Money Flows, where they outline how in a credit-based or digital-based currency, trust is essential in getting adoption. Go figure. Oh, and while we're talking about trust, I forgot to mention that all of this, the tokenized assets, it is impossible without the utilization of a digital identity. As if this wasn't dystopian enough already, yes, you heard me correctly, a digital identity. The BIS claims that trust will come from the digital identification because you will know exactly who you're doing business with, who owns what, and any kind of potential criminal activity will be minimized. Now, I don't know about you, but having a digital identity so that all of my financial transactions are monitored and surveilled doesn't make me feel trusting and safe. It makes me feel like I've lost all of my privacy and freedoms. And this isn't speculation. The BIS tells us this themselves in that same report, and I quote, "Tokenized money is not associated with anonymity. The identity of token owners and the nature of transactions can still be monitored by the appropriate parties." Full and total control of your assets. Not just your currency, not just CBDCs. No, they're taking a step further. Full and total control of your assets, of everything. Many people have taken premature comfort in the fact that any kind of US CBDC initiatives have been opposed by US lawmakers. But what we're not paying enough attention to is the progress being made towards a digital identification and/or tokenized assets. Just last week, the EU Parliament voted in resounding favor of creating a digital identification for residents. And here in the United States, while it hasn't happened yet, there are steps being made and there is a push happening towards a centralized digital identification being created. The BIS, the World Bank, and the International Monetary Fund, or IMF, are all working together on this.
Yeah! Shout out to Taylor Kenney for the deep dive. And that's the type of research that you gotta do because we're approaching and it's actually accelerating. We're heading towards this new digital landscape and it's coming whether you like it or not. And yeah, with all changes come pros and cons, and that's why I keep telling y'all to DYOR. Do your own research, because if you look into this information, you will be able to identify the opportunities where you could get an optimal ROI. I'm not up here making these TikTok videos for no goddamn reason. Yeah, now is when you need to take the time and make the time to DYOR. Do your own research. This is Biz to the Moon Report, live from the metaverse. I'm finna see you soon. Jump into the crypto space. Yeah, it's blockchain and DLT is bringing the tokenization of real world assets to the world that we know it today. But what we need to do is do our own research and look what's going on in the back end. Cause look what happened. She done told us that this is gonna be another way where they could control us. So yeah, do you wanna tokenize your assets? Well, you could go ahead, because I probably invested in the assets that will be going ahead and helping with the tokenization. Yes!